Yeah, so Saeed, within this atmosphere, then, right, there is that otherization, right, of the Muslim community, if I may use that term, and that's sad, isn't it? Because as I put to Peter, the Muslim community would want to live in a safe country, right? It would want to live in safety and security for them and their loved ones. Nevertheless, they're being seen as suspects as well.
Absolutely. And the point that you make about living in a safe society, I would take it one step further and talk about how Muslim Americans, in fact, want to be seen as contributors toward that safety and that security. And so, on the one hand, there is a natural impulse for many members of the community to be vigilant, to root out any possible issues within the community, except that the internalization of the community being seen as a security threat as a whole has had a very chilling effect, just like what Peter said. I mean, in many ways, it's almost become a joke that if there is, for example, a phone conversation that someone is having and you hear some disturbance on the line, people say, oh, sounds like the phone is being tapped. Well, there's a certain kind of humor that is being used as a defense and coping mechanism, but that is rooted in a reality that some people have experienced firsthand. And I think that that's also an important issue to go ahead and see here, that there is the reality of the surveillance and then there is the perception of the surveillance. And so whether or not an individual, him or herself, has experienced that kind of level of securitization isn't really important. It is whether or not they perceive it as being an issue. And here in the Detroit metro area, with a large concentration of Arab Americans and other Muslim demographics, the case of Imam Luqman, an African American imam who was essentially murdered by the FBI with this rather egregious raid and use of violence. These are images, these are narratives, which are not just stories or lore. This is the reality here.